Warning, all entitled parents in the show are probably like 50% real. Also, there will be cursing in the show, but it will be censored. Except hell, because that's not a bad word. If you don't like that, don't watch. Now please enjoy your episode. Welcome to r/entitled parents, the web series where we find out who is the worst entitled parents in this episode. Well, there's going to be an episode on Friday. Not next Wednesday. You'll find out on Friday. I'm stupid. Okay, our first story is EM wants me to get rid of snakes or move out of my parents' house. Posted by u/infinite death. Infernal death. I was told this belongs here. I have pet snakes. Due to my passion for them. None of the snakes are venomous. Only constrictor. My parents knew about my passion since I was little, and while I took a while to get used to them. Now they're totally cool with my snakes. I keep my snakes in their enclosure in my room. However, when my parents' friends, who has 2 kids, 9 male and 11 female, come over, the mom always complains about the safety of their children. I have a rule that the kids cannot go in my room because they always go through my stuff and ruin things. Their mom always talks about to my parents like, why do you even allow her to keep snakes? Those aren't pets. You should throw them away. You should tell her to move out. How can you accept that? The dad is totally cool and even asked a few times if he could hold the snakes. Now I've tried explaining to the mom multiple times that if they cannot escape due to their enclosure, they could only escape if I wasn't paying attention and not closing their enclosures. And if they do escape, I have docile species that are constrictors, not venomous, that don't even bite and would just run away and hide because they'd be scared. Yesterday they came over. When I went to the bathroom, the kids went in my room, and I could hear the little boy yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, come check this out!" But I thought it was just something random. When I came out of the bathroom, I found the mom looking horrified at her children, being amazed by my snakes. Of course, I started smiling when I saw the kids paying so much attention to the snakes and being curious. It makes me happy when people don't have it's a snake, so it must be a bad venomous and it will kill me, mentally. But that smile soon disappeared when the mom started yelling at me. My parents came as well into my room to see what was happening. She kept on yelling at me that her kids could have been in danger and how irresponsible I am and how I could have kept snakes as pets. And so on, after the 1,000th time I explained to her that my snakes are docile, not venomous. And it's not her business what I keep as pets, and what is my passion. She kept telling me, and I was just looking at her like, what the are you smoking? After nicely explaining to her that the snakes that her kids' life was not in danger because the snakes could not escape. She's just still yelling, telling my parents that I need to move out and they live with me. At this point, I snapped and started yelling at her that her kids were to respect that I went to the bathroom. I closed my door, and if it was anyone's fault, it was because she didn't teach her kids to respect rules. Since my parents agreed to let me have the snakes in the house, it shouldn't be her problem. I never forced her to look at my snakes. I never forced her to handle them. I never forced her to listen to me explain them, the different type of snakes, and all that because I knew she was afraid of snakes. So I never got pushed up this onto her. I would only tell her about the snakes, and she would just randomly talk about them. I grew up differently. When I was told it was no, when I was told you're not allowed to go in there, I wouldn't. So I expect the same from her because she always talks and about how great of a parent she is. She just lets her kids do what they want. She just called me an a-hole and told me I need to get rid of my snakes or move out of my parents' house, or else she wouldn't be coming over anymore. When my parents and even her husband took my part, she got super left and took the kids and went home. I understood her concerns, but she needed to understand that my room and her kids should not have that was my room and her kids should not have come in there, especially that my door was closed. And they know the rule. I'm not okay with her allowing her kids to do what they want. However, I feel bad for the kids because they're curious and want to know more about dragon worms, as they call my snakes. The dad is said it's totally cool and would have loved for the kids to know more about the snakes, other than snakes bad, snakes bite you, die. Mentally, their mom is teaching them. The mom's been ignored me, and the parents and don't even talk with her husband because he took my part. I texted her and asked her if she feels so unsafe. Then when she comes over, why does she keep coming over? Edit. Some of you want to see the snakes, so here you go. And she left an image or link. Now, there's too many images. There's a lot, and I don't feel like I can't put in all that time to put those all in there. So I'm just gonna lay over just about two while I talk about this story. So, OP. It's an amazing story. The entitled parent is just weird. Snakes, I don't like snakes personally, but I mean, it's your hobby and she should respect that. If I came over to your house, I would respect your rules and not go in your room like that. It's just that, I don't know. Anyways, that was a good story. On to the next one. Our next story is by Carrie Lizard. EM tells me I'm not legally allowed to bring my dog to the park if her kids can't pet him. I don't know why people let their kids run up to any dog they see. This has happened to me about 11 times, I think, since I got my dog. However, this happened to me yesterday, and I have a 9-month-old Broder, Coley. He's well behaved and very friendly. However, because he's still young, he likes to jump on people. This is one of the reasons why I don't let kids pet my dog, because the fact is that they'll treat him more like a toy than a living being. Since he was young, kids love to run up to my dog, screaming and waving their arms like in the air like crazy. This would obviously scare even well-trained adult dogs. Most of the time, I would try to walk in the opposite direction in hopes that they'll go away. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they follow us. This is what happened yesterday. There was a family about 100 feet from me and my dog and I. We were playing when on the corner of my eye I see a 2 to 3 year old girl, about 50 feet away from us, walking up to my dog. Since there was a good amount of distance between us, I assumed the parents would catch her before she got to us. However, her parents didn't even notice the girl. She left their side. I started to walk my dog away from the girl in hopes that she would discourage instead of the girl literally flying us at least 100 to 150 feet. I honestly shocked at how irresponsible the parents were. Anyone could have kidnapped her, and they wouldn't have known. Eventually, I heard EM saying, "Where do you think you're going, Missy?" I was relieved that the parents had finally caught up to her. I assumed it was all over. All of a sudden, I hear EM call to me saying, "Hey, you with the dog, come over here." I assumed I had dropped something since I walked away from there in a hurry. I asked her how I could help her. And this is what happened. EM equals entitled mother. Me equals, well, me. EM. Let your dog come to my daughter. Me. Oh, sorry. Not right now. We're training. EM. It's okay. She likes dogs. Yeah, that's great, but we're training and this would disrupt what we're doing. EM. Is he not friendly? No, he is. It's just that we're very busy at the moment. EM. Can't you take a 5-minute break? You're being ridiculous. No, he can't take a 5-minute break. And I don't want your daughter near my dog. Excuse me, that much probably aggressive. Literally every person with a dog lets us play with their dog. There's obviously something wrong with your dog. He is still young and jumps on people. I don't want him jumping on your daughter and accidentally knocking her over. I knew it. The little bastard probably wants to eat my baby. It's against the law to take dogs like that outside, you know. They have to stay inside when they're that dangerous. First of all, it's not. No, it isn't. Second of all, he's on a leash, If you invaded his personal space, despite my warning, I'm not legally responsible in any way for what he does. EM. He'll probably wander off one day and kill an innocent kid. Me. No, he won't. He's on a leash. Maybe you should keep your daughter in one so she doesn't wander off and chase every dog she sees. After this, she just cusses me out and I left. And I'm still fuming about this. She expected me to let her kids pet my dog. I am in no way obliged to let strangers pet my dog. And when she didn't get her way, that's what she wanted. She made up a law to prohibit me from going outside with my restrained dog. F her. Now, OP, I don't know. It's a good story. I like it. But I have to side with you in this. Because it's just messed up, to be honest. She can't just make up a law like that. It's stupid and unfair at all. And hope your dog is doing okay. I wish there was a picture of your dog, to be honest, though. On to the next story. Our next story is posted by Grumpy Lumpy. Entitled Mother demands to see Princess Jasmine. I work at Disney World, so there's no shortage of crazy people. Guests think that if they pay a couple of $100 for a ticket, suddenly they have a free pass to harass anyone who gets in their way of their daily plans. I think the worst experience I had was with a mother who tried to get in line to see Jasmine right after the cutoff. She rolled up, and I politely informed her that the Jasmine line was closed, and that she could come back to see her at X time, usually around 45 to 50 minutes from the time that they tried to get in line. This mom freaked out, a daily occurrence, and complained that in the order for everyone to see the princess in the park, they need to see Jasmine now. I declined once again, and the offer on her heard a list of times that the princesses for all the characters to better plan her day. Keep in mind that this was around 4 in the afternoon, and all the princesses leave around 6, so she didn't leave herself enough time to see all of them. She complained and complained and complained, but I still won't let her in. Finally, the weirdest voice this lady says, "Okay, it's fine. I guess we won't see Jasmine, okay?" While slowly backing up and giving me a stink eye for the whole time. I barely refrained from rolling my eyes and giving her a tight smile. 5 minutes later, I see this lady again, trailing behind another cast member who worked in a nearby shop. In an apologetic voice, the cast member says, this lady says she tries to see Jasmine three times today and got turned away every time. Can she get in line?" I looked directly at the woman and said no. I was annoyed that she tried to weasel her way into the line again, and even more annoyed that she lied. I had been closing Jasmine's line all day, and I had never seen this lady before in my life, so she didn't get turned away 3 times, as she claimed. She did her weird voice again and said, "Okay, that's fine, we'll come back. It's not like it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience," and left. Her daughter was definitely less than 1 year old. She was chewing on her feet. I didn't feel bad about turning her away because she didn't care that she couldn't see Jasmine. She wasn't even aware of what was going on. This lady proceeded to the circle the building 3 times, taking pictures of me and then standing across from me and heckling me that I'm telling other people Jasmine is busy. She'd yell things like, "You better listen to that girl. She doesn't play. She means business." I ended up calling a manager, and slunk off good. And when she saw him coming, I had just had to vent, so there was many entitled people in this world. I could write a book. Now, that was a good one, OP. That was pretty good. I have to say that. Good, I guess. Now, on to the ratings.